we have to use when we look at the district. And, we do that, so you've got a map.
I added up, and this is just back of the envelope map, there are 13 House members who live
Oh, gee,
in either Benton or Washington County.
yeah,
And I added up how many people live in those districts that they represent, because we've got that number.
yeah,
And then it's divided by the ideal number of a House district now.
right,
There's enough for 16 seats.
wow,
At least 3.
yeah,
At least, a gain of at least 3, and probably more, because remember,
oh, wow,
you know, Ms. Fite and Van Buren and another Crawford County representative can represent considerable parts
yeah,
of South Washington County.
yeah, that's right,
So, you know, at least 3.
yeah.
More brand new ones.
Well, I'm kind of not happy about Sebastian being cut up.
Neither are they.
Yeah, I would imagine. Have you talked to Megan about that?
No, I haven't talked to her about the congressional map,
Oh, okay.
so
Are we on now?
we are live.
Okay.
Oh, I'll hush. I'll get out the picture too.
Well, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item of business is the approval of the, Farmington School Board Resolution.
So so this is just a formality. We are not required to approve this resolution. However, since
They asked for it.
the school board asked for it, we went ahead and prepared a document for the election commission to
Okay.
sign. This is just stating that they are going to zone elections,
Right,
and they've chosen to go to a 5-member board.
okay. And they'll have to submit their map
They will still
down the
have-
road.
Yes, they will still have to submit a map, to us for us to approve by December the 1st.
by December.
But the indication from that letter almost seems like they're waiting on this.
This,
Before
yeah,
they
that's kind of what I
approve the
thought.
So, I will, scan and email this to them
Okay,
tomorrow.
good, okay,
There are a handful of others too that are
yeah,
having to change. Right?
There are, so every school district in Washington County will have to go to zone. So the 4 new ones will be Elkins, Farmington, Prairie Grove, and West Fork. The other 4 were already currently zoned. I did hear from the Fayetteville School District this week. They're actually switching their elections to November.
oh,
So we'll now have 2 school elections, and so they will not have maps for us
okay,
by December, but I asked them if they could get maps to us as soon as possible, because
Mhm.
their deadline now shifts to the middle of May,
right,
which means that we would have to go in and re-precinct
ooh,
several areas of the Fayetteville School District.
Okay.
And so we've kind of requested, as soon as they get
yeah,
a map approval, if they could
yeah,
submit it to us.
good, okay. They're the only ones that are moving to
As far
November
as I
then?
know, the deadline for that is November the 15th.
Oh,
And so
gotcha,
I know, that's the only one I've heard from.
okay,
So,
okay. Well, good, okay, and we'll just let Max sign that when he shows up. Next item, review a list of registered voters sample ballot tablets.
and that's what we repurposed.
This right here.
Yeah, that's just the repurposed tablet. So basically, we'll, be saving the county money by putting sample ballots on the tablet.
Shocker.
And we'll still complying with the law of sending out a list of actual registered voters
Right.
in Washington County, so yeah. So,
Now, this will not be accessible to the voters, but the tablet will
The
be
tablet
set
will
up for
be,
them
yes.
to do. Okay. Any questions on that, Jim? Discussion?
No.
Okay, well, move forward on it. I think it's a great idea.
It'll put those tablets to use. Now, I
I'm
just
so
hated the
glad.
thought of 165 tablets just.
Yeah, sitting there.
Well, how many of them do you need to use?
We
during
will
an
need
election?
one per polling location, and we'll do one for each of the early vote sites, but we could do two per polling location. We have enough,
Oh, yeah.
and that way, that gets more sample ballots that people could have access to. So there's no reason for us to, to hold back,
Yeah.
on those, so, yeah.
Well, good. We're gonna have this all done before Max shows up. Review of instructions for the absentee ballot only envelope. And we've already discussed this a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
this
that's
is what,
terrific.
had been suggested at a previous meeting, and
Mhm.
so I just took those suggestions and we made up a little label, and we'll go forward with that before the primary election or the next election we have where absentee ballots are needed.
That's
See,
terrific.
what's good about this is it's just simple, straightforward.
Yeah.
Before you do anything with this, do these 4 things.
Yes.
It's still not gonna be necessarily 100%
No.
foolproof.
It'll never be 100%.
But they
But
say we did try.
that's right. It'll be a good way to do it. Good. I'm glad you've got that figured out. All right, canvass early vote for the October 12th.
So this is, I'll wait and run the tape at 7:30.
Okay.
But, Debbie will go ahead and run a 0
Yeah.
report for us. Yep. And then I'll get this closed, and then I'll run the tape at 7:30. We had no absentee ballots.
Oh,
So
good.
we only have the 13 early votes. So,
Do you know how many you've got so far today?
we have 295.
Oh, good.
Well, we have 282 at the
Good.
polls.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's still gonna be about 300.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need 5 more voters in the next 21 minutes. So,
Get
to
to 300, yeah. Thank you, dear.
Got your sign.
So that's a little less than 10%.
Yeah.
You want both of those? Yes. Okay.
Of course,
Oh, it's just the 0
the,
report.
the bad part about that is, it didn't really change anything, so a lot of people probably just figured,
Yeah, now I will tell you, the city did a lot to promote it when we
They've
went.
got signs.
Yeah, when we went to visit the polling location yesterday
Mhm.
to talk to them about the new voter ID law changes and everything, I
Yeah.
noticed across that there were all those vote
Right,
October
right.
signs. So
Yeah.
I know they did a lot to try and get the word out. Oh, yeah.
So, somebody was out of town, I did the fan story on this election. And there was information posted on the sales tax on the city webpage and the city Facebook page. That kosher, I mean, can they use a city resource like that to promote their tax?
I don't know, but I do know that other cities have done it. So for instance, when the city of Fayetteville had their
Right.
special election, they did it, so.
The only reason I asked that question is years ago, I saw a county judge use type of reply to a letter on his court computer, and next thing you know, she had some enemy all in front of the state of it.
Well, was he running for office?
No, it was a sales tax, county sales tax.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I don't know, I know cities do it, whether, I always, because I've gotten asked that question,
Yeah.
I pass them on to the ethics board to.
That's a good idea, yeah, send it to somebody else.
Because I don't know.
Whether or not you watch the electricity, he wasn't just go.
There's some things like that that probably haven't been terribly pursued for any kind of clarification.
Well, and it seems like lots
Yeah.
of cities do it, so maybe they
Mhm.
think collectively, well, I saw this city do
Yeah.
it, so it must be okay.
Right.
And no one's ever just kind of.
Yeah, can we get a
Yeah.
decision on this?
So we do have one provisional ballot that we know
Ah.
of at the polls. We didn't have one during early vote. I don't know if we'll have any more. I haven't seen anyone.
Yeah.
This voter this voter is not registered in Washington County, they're registered in Benton County, but they came in and said that they had changed their address from Benton County to Washington County at the DMV. And so, we have no record of it. So the clerk, they showed me and talked me through today, like exactly what they see
Oh.
when they look up someone. And so they looked up and they can see transactions that take place at the DMV in regards to address
really?
changes, and moving and registering to vote. And so they did an address change in 2020, to register them to vote in Benton County. But that's the only activity that they've had since then. So since it was closed today, I called, I called the DMV
Yeah.
to see if there's more, if there's something that maybe they had, because.
Some kind of a record.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
if you leave there, you have a receipt, and that receipt will show if you've done anything with your voter registration.
Right.
And so if they had a receipt, or if they can go to the DMV, the DMV can look up more of their personal information.
Interesting.
But she wasn't able to give me any of that
Yeah.
information, they can only give it to the person in person. So, yeah.
So, would this individual go to the DMV to request that information? Just any local office?
That's what she said. She said you could
Hmm.
try and call the number in Little Rock, and they might be able to help you over the phone, but the problem is then they're not seeing you in
Right.
person, so they can't verify who you are. She said, but if they were to come in person, they could then look to see what other transactions there might be,
Interesting.
and they could look to see if there was a
Yeah.
receipt, or they could look to see maybe where the letdown was.
Yeah.
And so, if that provisional ballot comes back and that's the only one, I have the documents prepared for the commission
Okay.
to review it tonight, if you want to. And then I've added in the letter to let her know about the hearing date, that information about the DMV.
Yeah.
That she could go to the DMV
Yeah.
and get a receipt showing that she did change her voter
Right.
registration. Then the commission would be able to
Count the vote,
the ballot.
Well, that's actually an interesting thing that we've not been aware of in the past. You get a receipt from the who's gonna keep a receipt? But you actually receive something that verifies to you that you did what you intended to do.
Yep, and it shows you signed it, and it shows that
Oh.
you either declined
Yeah.
or asked to update your voter registration.
Oh, gotcha.
And so, she said that, and so the clerk said if they can bring that in, then that shows that they are
Wow.
to be registered to vote in Washington County, and we could
Yeah,
count their ballot, but unless they go and.
they have to pursue it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Can you go to the DMV and, report a new address, but you still have to specifically ask to update your voter registration?
they should ask you, is the way it should work. They should ask you, do I need to update your voter registration information? And then you either say yes or you decline.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens, or is very how it's supposed to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, but they could fail to ask you.
They could fail to ask you.
Hmm.
So, but yes, so as an individual, you could say, can you update my voter registration?
Yeah.
And they can, do it there at the DMV. So, yeah, so. But we can't get the information from the
Right.
DMV other than just the basic information
General.
that we could see.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Well, that's good to know.
yeah, I thought, well, let me call the DMV and.
Good for you.
All they're gonna do is tell me no, they can't
Right,
give me anything,
right.
you know?
But
So-
to get somebody to walk you through that process, so you can understand what happens, that may be, if you've got people who have registered at the DMV,
Yep.
that's good to know, and it puts the onus back on them.
Yeah, because they can go get the receipt.
Yeah.
If they bring that receipt back in, and it shows that the date is correct when they changed. So like, she would have had to have done this 4 days before the election.
right.
So when you're changing registration from county to county, it has to be done 4 days before the election. So as long as she did it, by Friday
Right,
of last week, this ballot could potentially count.
right, yeah. Well, whoever it is, they're just gonna have to pursue it, and
Yeah.
if they're that interested.
If they want to, we'll go ahead and include, hopefully she filled out a voter registration card
Yeah,
there, and we can go ahead and get her registered to vote. If not, we'll include a voter registration card with a letter that we mailed
okay,
her
good
as
deal.
well.
Good deal. Do we have anything else that we can do here without?
No, we're just now waiting.
We'd handle other business.
Well, I was gonna say, maybe we should talk about upcoming meeting dates and times.
Those I meant for when we have maps.
Oh,
So
yeah,
So
we
really-
will need to start meeting
yeah,
when we do have the maps. One of the things I had provided with the commission were the dates of quorum court meetings, if we wanted to try and coincide with those. And so I don't know that we don't have to.
yeah,
We'll just need to arrange with the deputies, if we do it after hours, that we have deputies
Yeah.
here to be able to let the public in.
okay.
Well,
Well, we're not gonna do that until we've actually got something to show them.
Has
Yeah,
something to show, but then
Okay.
once we decide on public meetings, we need
right,
to kind of think about how do we want to do the public meeting
yeah,
to try and, if there is interest in people coming to see it, what's the best way to let the public know?
Now,
so they can
as
do
a-
that.
As a matter of courtesy, do we show these to the quorum court before we show them to the public, or?
What we did in 2010 or 2011 was, we held a meeting, I think, right before a quorum court
Gotcha,
meeting.
okay.
Like we brought
Gave
out-
them a chance to gander at them.
Yes, after
Okay.
the commission had reviewed them,
Yeah.
kind of settled on one,
Mhm.
then we took the maps, and they had a quorum court meeting, and they kind of came in and looked at them.
Okay,
Is what I kind of
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
doing, so, yeah.
it's been a long time ago.
It has, so,
They
yeah.
make their, maps recommending, do they put on the map the home addresses of these current quorum court members?
They won't put the home address, but there'll be
Not
a
the-
little dot,
Where they
Good.
want, yeah.
yes, where they are. so we can kind of see, because that is one of the criteria that we
Right.
look at when we do the math. So it's not, you know, it's not anything that that isn't to be done.
Right.
It is one of the criteria you can look at. But yeah, he'll have, those
Good.
dots on there so we can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they've been doing that with the, school zone maps,
Oh,
to
yeah.
try and figure out the school zone map,
Gotcha.
and try to send that to, yeah,
Okay.
so.
If it's of any value to you to know, I should be back on my trip on Sunday the 24th.
Okay,
I should be around that last week.
okay.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that something might not happen, or we might be having a really good time.
And you're like, are there maps? You should just.
Forget it.
Do you have maps yet?
Oh, there's an idea, yeah. I'll stick around for a couple more days. Okay. So you will be out of town when we do our,
Beginning tomorrow.
okay,
And
Okay.
be here coming back in on Sunday the 24th.
okay, so you will miss the certification and
Yeah.
provisional ballot review.
Y'all said you could do that with a quorum.
Yes, we can. We're not changing anything like a polling site or something, so that's the main thing as far as.
Trying to catch the peak of the leaves in my home
Oh,
area in western North Carolina.
okay, gotcha. Well, is that, man, it's cold in here.
It is cold in here. This is,
Really?
and I'm not usually one that's cold.
Well, I knew I should have brought a sweater, and I didn't, so I may go out to my car and get the blanket out in my car.
Go ahead, I don't blame you. Bring me one, you got one?
I think I only have one.
Well,
I might have a jacket out there.
I won't get
actually.
under it with you.
Yeah, that might be a little crazy.
Especially with that camera.
I know. I am gonna go see if I've got a jacket in my car.
If you have it, I have a sweater in the office.
Well,
Would you like me to go get it?
would you mind, before we get started? Yeah. 'Cause that's a sure thing, and I'm not sure I've got a jacket in my car. But man, it's cold in here.
It is cold.
Take this opportunity to visit.
There you go.
I have a few more expenditures
Oh, yeah.
because pretty soon they're gonna tell us that they do a cap of when we have
yeah.
to stop spending.
Oh, yeah.
And so I have a few more things to get, I think,
Okay.
that will.
Have we got our budget all approved and everything then?
I don't know. They haven't approved it yet.
Have they approved anybody's?
They're gonna approve it all.
All at once.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Oh, that's great. I appreciate it. Wow. This'll help a lot.
Did you adjust this one?
I set them both up a little.
Okay.
I mean, I put them on 69, so.
Yeah, maybe it's not a matter. Like I said,
Yeah.
you adjust one and the heat comes on one end and it's cold here on the other.
All I know is it's blowing straight out up here, and
Well,
it's,
since it's on heat, so.
I don't believe that.
It'll go up.
Yeah, that's not heat.
definitely air conditioning.
Yes, I frankly think that this over here is
Broken.
controlled someplace else that nobody knows.
I would, yeah.
Not here.
Yeah.
IT has a little,
They're like, the commission's in there.
We're really gonna make it cold for them. Oh, my goodness.
71.
58.
Oh.
Whoa. You think that's from over here?
Says it's 67 in here. I don't know, I don't understand those things. They should
No.
let them alone.
Well, you know, I think the thing is, probably some of these rooms have been totally redone since they put in the, in the thermostats, and who knows where they go to.
Maybe being controlled by the office next door.
Yeah, that could be. Okay.
What was it?
I have more items to purchase.
Okay.
The top ones are ones we've already approved. I'm just waiting on the bills to come in or the IT to get them together for me. For the new poll books, we will need some new shelving, to be able to set them up so that we can actually charge them
Right.
and set it on the counters. And then, so that would be for those are the shelves and the tabletop outlet strips.
Okay.
That instead of
You mean the stips?
the stips, the new type of outlet. They're apparently very expensive. So, but that way we can just line that up along there.
I was trying hard not to say anything.
Excel does not have spell check unless you do it, so it doesn't.
I've
it's
never cared for spell check. It just makes
Yeah.
the wrong thing happen all the
So-
time.
And then electrical cords, these would be for, the polling locations. The one feedback, because we did the survey where we
80 of
sent
them.
out to the, poll workers and our supervisors, so we're starting to get all of that back. We've gotten maybe 220 surveys back from
Wow.
the poll workers and then almost all the supervisors we've heard from. But the supervisors, I asked them, like, what do you need?
Yeah.
Power strips, power cords.
You probably never have enough of those.
No, I don't think so. So these would be ones that, would be an electrical cord that actually has a three-way split on it,
Yeah.
so they would be able to, because some of the places you go in, there's one outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then you're trying to figure out how to hook up all the equipment.
Okay.
We're still short those yellow power cord covers for safety purposes.
Oh.
On the,
Yeah,
on the
door
thing.
thing.
Yeah. And then, we're trying to be more efficient on how we send things out and easier for the poll workers. We have gray tubs that were left over, or that we're repurposing, but we need 8 more of those to put the electrical cords in to send out to the, polling locations. And then the red tubs, those are our supervisor tubs for early vote, and that distinguishes them from the yellow ones that are election day. So, and then, of course, we learned several years ago to not buy too many express vote ballots because
Yeah.
they turn yellow.
Yeah.
So we are almost completely out of express vote ballots. So this would be enough, to get us started for next year.
Okay.
This
But
is-
it's not gonna get us through the primary.
It will get us through the primary.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it will get us through the runoff, and then we'll reevaluate
Okay.
for the general election.
Okay.
And then the DS-200 rolls, that's the little tape that
Yeah.
runs
Yeah.
out of there, we're out of those. And provisional ballot envelopes, those would be replacing those because of the new language. I'm
Okay.
holding off on those until the very last minute, because if the state Supreme Court rules that election ID law is, you can't use it, then I don't need new envelopes.
Okay.
So I don't want to spend the money just for instance, just
Yeah.
that. So I'll hold off on that purchase as long as I can.
Do we have an ETA on that? Supreme Court?
So they ruled, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I think the Secretary of State's office or someone had asked to be like excused from the lawsuit. but they ruled that no, that they were still part of the lawsuit,
Oh.
and then that gave them 10 days to appeal it, and then we're still 2 months away probably,
Oh.
knowing anything,
Ooh,
maybe, so I don't know. So, yeah.
that's kind of scary. Okay, you've got Microsoft Word here, but you don't have a price.
I
Are you
don't. I'm
updating the
waiting.
software?
I'm waiting on, because I'll need software for the
Right.
laptop.
Right.
And they were saying, well, I could just use Google, but for our poll workers, I think just having the Microsoft Word
Yeah.
on there, I don't know what it'll cost for us to put it on the 5 computers for the absentees, so I just kind of left that blank,
Okay.
until I get, a cost back from, IT,
Yeah, okay.
so, yeah.
No, we don't really need something that the people are not familiar with.
Yeah, it just needs to be basic, but it doesn't need to be like the Google
Yeah.
Docs. I feel
Yeah.
like that would be way too complicated
Yeah.
for them to use Google Docs. It needs to just be Microsoft Word.
Leave it
Excel.
there, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
the basics.
I'm with
So,
you.
yeah.
I don't like Google Docs, so personal preference there. Okay, we're at 7:30, y'all. So we've got plenty of funds to get these
We
things
do.
and
Yes.
have some left over for the Word update.
Yeah, if we needed, if there were something else that came up.
Okay. Well, I would entertain a motion, Jim.
To approve this,
Yep.
I will make the motion to approve the $28,394.58.
And I will second it.
Good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Max, are you there? All right.
Did you get that?
I got better from count again.
It's a little hard when there's just 2 of us.
All right, here's this. Maybe I'm gonna put a note on this for her to fix the lock.
Yeah, that one was weird.
Yeah. We are scheduled to get our equipment upgrade on
Oh, good.
the 18th. Hunter said there'll be like a team of 6 that'll come in and do the express boat upgrade and the DS200 upgrade.
Wow.
So,
How long is it gonna take them to get it done?
he doesn't think very long with a team
Really?
of 6, although for the express boat, it will take them a little bit longer because they're gonna have to put that memory chip
Oh, yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
To expand the memory, so that'll be a little bit more complicated, so,
Okay.
yeah. And then we have our training for the programming side of the software,
Oh, yeah.
update on the 15th and the 16th
Of
of
November.
November.
Wow.
The poll books hopefully will be in, by December, but, we have a tentative training date on how the poll books work for October the 25th and 26th. He's gonna just bring just a handful of them, so we can
Mhm.
go ahead and get the training done and leave
Good,
us some, so we
good.
can do screenshots and the different things.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we have tentatively scheduled, so.
How different is it going to be, from what we've got now? Other than,
The poll books will be almost essentially the same.
Okay, so there will be
Yeah.
Okay.
The screens are just a little bit more user-friendly, they're a little bit bigger, so you don't have to like kind
Yeah.
of squint and
Right.
type to figure out where it goes. So that part of it, I think is gonna be.
Shouldn't be a big
Yeah.
deal.
The loading of the election and getting the information off of them is gonna
Mhm.
be exactly the same. So that side of it doesn't change at all.
Okay.
So it's really just it's the appearance of it for the poll workers
Yeah.
and the voters. The software for the DS200, we won't even notice what that is.
Oh, is that right?
It's just going to be able to work with the express votes. But the express votes for the voters will be a significant change because there'll be multiple, offices
Right.
on one screen now rather than one office per screen.
And you know, I don't have a problem with that because the voters don't really, from election to election, generally, they don't remember what it was last time.
Yeah.
So but for our workers,
Mhm.
the learning curve hopefully is reduced.
Yeah, I think it will be. And for the voter having to vote time-wise, it'll go faster, fewer
Oh,
screens
yeah.
to go through.
Yeah.
One nice thing about the new software for the computers is Debbie now has to go in and because our sample ballots, we set up as the screenshots for the express votes, because that's what the voters are seeing.
Yeah.
She has to go in and make a screenshot out of the program, out of there, and so then we have to put it onto a Word document, and then.
Oh, you still have to put it into Word?
So, yeah, so it's a little bit time-consuming. We understand that there's a program part that will actually just print us
Yeah.
the actual screenshot and like a sample ballot from the express vote.
Okay.
So we're excited to
Well,
see that.
now, when you're feeding in the ballots, hello?
You guys will need to stay, please. Oh, okay.
We've been up there waiting since about 7.
Oh, you've been, they got done that quick?
6:45, I think is what they got done.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, yeah, they're closed and they should be here soon, so we should be done hopefully 8:30.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully sooner.
I'm getting paid to be here.
okay.
Or upstairs, holler at us.
Okay.
Call us, whatever.
Okay, all right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. The copying of the ballots, is that for the absentee? When we got these scanners,
Oh,
those do PDFs, right?
yes.
It looks to me like, well, I mean, it's a different process,
Yeah.
but it seems to me that it's really cumbersome to screenshot it, put it into a Word document, and then, is the Word document editable or not?
No, we make it a PDF. So
Okay.
like, we have to do
You
a whole,
save it.
like, double, like, work.
Which that's silly.
So the new software for the new PYO has a program in it that will actually just print us a sample
As a
ballot of every screenshot for that precinct.
Okay.
Right now, we have to go in and we just do the governor, do and then make a sample ballot for that precinct.
Right.
And so this new software has the capability to do that. They have it on their computers at Omaha right now.
Oh.
And we weren't able to get it until we get the software upgrade.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been available.
Okay.
But we just haven't had the software upgrade to be able to do it. So
Yeah.
we just did it the best way we knew how.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
But after the software is installed on the machines, then you will be able to have a PDF without bringing it into Word.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
good,
Yep.
good.
So that'll make Debbie's life a whole lot easier. After she gets the ballots done, then it's the whole screenshot. I mean, and
Yeah.
we could technically just do the PDF of the paper ballot.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
not
true.
what the voters see
Yeah,
on election
Right.
day. They actually see the screen.
On the screen.
That's
yeah.
true.
And so that's where we wanted the voters to feel comfortable seeing, like, oh, hey, this is actually what my
Right.
ballot's going to look like.
well,
And if they see the paper ballot, they're going
exactly.
to think they're going to get a
Exactly,
paper
that's what I was
ballot.
just gonna say. We don't need to hearken back to that
Yeah.
time.
So we go through the trouble,
Yeah.
I say we.
Okay.
Go through the trouble of doing that, and then I go through and sort and find out which ones are alike, and so then it helps us get them all voted and everything.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
So make sure that you ask them when you get that update to make sure you've got the module or whatever it is for the PDF.
and that's one of the things I'm kind of excited to be able to do. And then on the new software too, right now when we transfer, so when Debbie sets up the paper ballot, she can make it as pretty as we
Mhm.
want it to be. So she has complete control over changing font size, the font itself,
Yay.
centering things, making things bold, doing all of that. But as soon as it transfers into the express vote side of it,
Oh,
all that formatting goes away, and it's one font size. We have a
Wow.
little bit of control over centering, but that's pretty much it. The
Wow.
new software gives us more availability to be able to change and increase things that we need to. We can also use different colors throughout, so if we want to set all the federal races like on, with a header that's gray, we can do
Mhm.
that, and then if we get to state and we want to set it as a header that's green, or, it gives us some more flexibility. I don't know
Right.
if we'll go crazy. and do
Yeah,
that sort of
yeah.
stuff, But it gives us a lot more flexibility on how we set up.
How about
the
your
ballot.
line limits?
I think it's gonna change that too,
Good.
because it's going to give us, I think just the fact that it's gonna give us the ability to put more candidates on one.
Oh, yeah.
And if we can decrease the font size, because like
Mhm.
it said it had a font size of like 12,
Yeah.
and if we could take it down to 11.75, then you
Right.
could get
So
a
you do
little-
have that kind of
That's what I'm
minute
saying.
flexibility.
That's what they're saying, that we would have that flexibility to do that.
And multiple races on the page.
Yeah,
Yeah. That to me is huge.
yep. So,
But
that's what they have told us, so,
promises, promises.
Yes. are they closed, Debbie? Okay, so they did not get to 300,
Oh, they didn't. Ah. All right.
You got 285 at their polling location?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are y'all?
Good. Do you have you want to do an early vote?
Doing all right?
Okay, so we've approved your expenditures.
And then we've got early vote numbers, the 13 ballot.
Okay.
So 298 was the total voter turnout.
Hello?
So, yeah,
How many early you said?
13 early. No absentees.
What's the 13 look like?
We're getting ready to
Oh, we haven't done it.
print
Okay.
those.
Yeah, it's about to come out.
Funny how this thing runs, always put out there, that's when you have to really look.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
I was a little surprised we had 13 early voters, just because of the location of Town and
Right,
the courthouse. I
right.
didn't think we would have a lot.
Hands are so dry, I can't grab the paper. Sorry.
Heard that.
It's warm paper, I gotta say.
Need one more.
She'll give me.
Oh, okay.
Well, that bodes well,
Early votes trending.
yeah. I gotta see. My watch tells me to stand, I'm
Oh.
standing. I texted Sharon and told her you had those.
Okay, all right.
Are you gonna be in tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be in tomorrow, and so it may be easier for me to just take them up to her,
Oh.
just in case
That's probably
I
true.
miss her when
Yeah.
she comes in.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
that's a
I'll
good
run
point.
up to her.
Okay. I just didn't wanna leave them up there, 'cause she usually locks her office.
Oh, okay,
Who knows where they'd end up being.
yeah.
I guess Max is more delayed than he thought.
He called.
And he said it would be between 7:30 and 7:45, so he asked, like, I feel like the things we did, I told him, signing that is really just a.
Right,
So, yeah, and the other things,
well,
like that, so, yeah. Okay. Oh, we'll need to, before we post, change the precincts reported.
I noticed that.
So Town has 5 precincts.
I didn't realize that.
Precinct 1 has the biggest majority of the voters in it. Precinct 2 and 3 have, you know, a fair number. Precinct 4 has 6 registered voters in it, and Precinct 5 has 0 registered voters in it. So that's why I was telling Debbie, we need to make sure
Yeah.
and remember to change that, because otherwise it's going to look like there's still precincts
Right,
out there.
yeah.
When there's just no registered voters in one of them and 6 in the other, so, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were that many precincts in little old tiny town.
That is the result of redistricting in 2011.
Yeah, yeah.
When they split the House lines, basically, it was like it just split Tawny
Right.
Town into five little pies.
Huh.
So, yeah, and that's how we have West Fork.
Oh.
We used to just have West Fork, and now we
Right.
have West Fork 1, 2, and 3.
Hmm.
So, maybe they get put back together.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Don't count on it. I don't think
So,
anybody's listening.
Strange things like that happen, you
Are
know.
you feeling some warm air? I think I'm feeling
Are
some
you
warm air.
getting warm
over
air?
here,
It doesn't feel as cold, yeah. I think we've,
Came on?
something's
yeah.
on.
Furnace came on or the AC went off or something.
That, or the temperature is up, yeah. 'Cause it's not just straight cold.
Must be cold-blooded, 'cause I was really slowing down in that cold air.
Wake up, Jim.
And we'll get more splits because of the school district.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like Elkins now will be split because it's gone, you know, the zones will cause us to have splits in the Elton Middle District.
Okay.
So,
That's gonna be a challenge.
for us, it's the lines on the map
Right.
and the district relationships, but for the clerk, they have a lot of work ahead of them, moving
Yeah.
all those people into the right precinct,
Right.
making sure that
Make
each
sure
little
they've got
street
them. Yeah.
is put in the correct place.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't envy their job.
Yeah. They don't have software that does
So-
that?
So, Jeff will provide them with the Excel sheets
Yeah.
and everything. They have the data scout, so as soon as
Oh,
we can
yeah.
get our shape files down to the state GIS, and then the state GIS can update data scout,
Mm.
that will help, because it'll show maybe where we've missed pulling something over
Right.
and different things like that. So she's got some software that'll
Good.
help her.
Yeah.
But
But still, I mean, it seems
it's a
to
lot
me,
of manual.
it's one of those things that you're pretty, it's pretty nerve-wracking to think, did I get it all? I mean, we've seen that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that,
Election Commission, this is Jennifer. I have early vote only. We're still waiting on election day. So early vote, there's 13, total votes cast. And so I can give those number to you, or do you want to just wait till the election day gets in? Well, the polls close at 7:30, so they still have to pack up everything and then drive here to the courthouse. So they should be here shortly.
assuming they didn't
Yeah,
stop
8:30.
off at Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks,
Oh.
He worked 8 hours at work and then.
Oh, yeah. Ah,
Not gonna be Billy or Dally.
whoops. Come on, this is the
And I've kept.
Call of Duty here. Oh. It happens.
They're gonna bring Tanya's gonna bring this stuff with me.
Oh, yeah.
The prep crew is picking everything up tonight, which is probably good since it's gonna storm in the morning.
Oh, is it really? I hadn't heard.
Yeah, so.
Oh, boy. Mm.
Oh, yeah.
They're keeping nice.
Great news, my Costco shipment is on its way. I don't know anything about.
Did you order ribbon? They have ribbon at Costco.
Oh, do they really? No, I mean, it's like, why did I get this stupid message? But if I click on the freight tracking, I'm sure it'll,
Yeah, somebody will get your information
yeah,
and get
exactly.
right back to you.
Yeah.
Now,
Time to block.
now Costco is one of those companies that has purchased ships to bring their containers.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
Yep.
wow.
You get a Costco card.
So, but
Where's the closest one?
Ulta. I
Ah,
thought they were
only
building
one on Little Rock. Is it not built yet?
I don't know,
For
my
some
knowledge,
reason,
the
I was
closest
thinking
one's
they were
Ulta.
talking about building one in Little Rock.
huh.
But yeah, Costco is one of those companies that has purchased ships to bring in containers.
Well, I mean, if you're,
Everything.
if you're a, company as big as they are, that seems to be a smart thing to do, 'cause
Yep.
the way things are going, who knows?
Container prices, and
There he is.
Well, going,
Good, how are you?
Whenever you want to.
yeah, I didn't want to miss the party.
The container prices.
How you doing, Doug?
Oh, I'm doing real well, sir.
20.
Good.
We've had a lot of excitement.
Yeah, I know, that's what I assumed it was gonna be. Well, I dressed up today. too.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Oh, well. Oh, my goodness.
Appreciate
So
you
we're just,
dressing for us.
Yeah.
we're just waiting
One
on
of those days, yeah, one of those days.
the ballots.
The vans, they're shipping containers back to China even empty,
Oh, man.
trying to get, because of the vans backed up, well, that leaves the trucks
Oh,
here,
yeah.
full, all backed up,
Yeah.
you know.
Wow.
And then
mess.
off the coast of California, it's just one
Yeah.
massive
Yeah.
boat of containers that have not been unloaded. And then they still have to go through customs
Oh, right.
in order to get on the trucks to get to the hubs where everything's distributed. I mean, it is just,
Is your husband, having problems with that?
yep.
Oh,
I mean, it's just, but right now, his warehouse is full.
right.
But now it's just getting everything shipped out to the places, so yeah.
Wow.
Well, they're having problems with, land freight haulers too.
Right,
Getting
right.
People to drive trucks.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a part-time job driving a truck, how about that?
You could in a heartbeat, yeah, or in a warehouse.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Shipping containers.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't need another job, truthfully. But it would be tempting.
It's a heck of a life, you're away from home all
Mm.
the time.
My dad was a truck
Yeah,
driver.
it'd be tough.
He got in 3 days every 3 months.
Wow. Ooh.
Was that it?
Mhm.
Wow.
3 days every 3 months. That was in the 80s,
Yeah.
when, just before he retired from JB Hunt, he was home every weekend.
That's good. Yeah.
3 days and 3 months is,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
nothing.
nothing.
Wow.
Well, and back then, they didn't have limits on how
Yeah.
much you could drive.
Say,
You
that was
know,
the
now,
federal limits of
You
that.
can only drive so far or
Oh,
so
yeah,
long,
I
and then you have to
remember-
have mandatory
Right.
rest.
I remember my dad taking stuff to keep him awake
Ha.
to drive.
That's terrible.
Now they have a whole lot of other things to think about.
You're done.
Yeah. Lacey's watching you.
I know.
She's,
Taking my stuff.
she's keeping you in line,
They
as it
figured,
were.
Figured a way to repurpose some of our,
Old iPads?
yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna take the iPads we're using now, or the Express poll books,
Yep.
take the software completely off of them.
Yep.
And then we'll load the list of registered voters on them.
Oh, yeah.
But also, we put the sample ballots on there as well. So there'll be a PDF.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, there'll be
Yeah,
a
okay.
PDF on there
That's a good idea.
with a bookmark, so they can just select their sample ballot.
Yeah.
And then we can hook them up to the Wi-Fi at the site, since they're our tablets, and we can hook them up to the hotspots.
Mm-hmm.
We put voter view on them, and then our county website as well. So we will only have to send out one book of sample ballots, because this meets the requirement.
Yeah.
We put them on an electronic device.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. So that saves a bunch of paper
Mhm.
for every
Yeah.
location.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yep.
Good
Now,
call, Jim. Yeah.
are they gonna
That's
have
great.
memory, sufficient memory to put all those documents on there?
Yes, we put the sample ballots from the primary on.
Mhm.
I
To
think
test
it's
them
one
out?
half, Debbie, isn't it?
It was on there.
Yeah, and we didn't have any.
Most PDFs aren't a big deal, but, you know, if you're putting them on as one file, or are you doing each one
No,
individually?
we put them on as one file, but it has a bookmark, and you just go to the bookmark, and
Okay.
then that opens up, and you can
Yeah.
scroll through to find your
Mhm.
precinct.
We just
Okay.
need a sign that makes it real clear,
Mhm.
this is where, you know, look up your sample ballot.
Yeah.
Right.
Your Is this for us to look at
Yeah,
and?
that's what it is. It's set up for we did it for the Town election, so we took.
Oh, you did?
We took
Good.
one out there for the Town.
Because we were already using them for the list of voters that we have to have there
We were
anyway.
using the old ASUS tablets, which were just like.
Oh, yeah,
hard to
gotcha,
keep.
you're switching these out for those.
Yep. But we never put the sample ballots on there because the old ASUS tablets were too hard to try
Yeah.
and look at
Yeah.
anything.
Unuser-friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing with those?
Those we'll just get rid of. I mean, those
Like-
They're already in the
Recycle
trash
them
can.
Yeah, we'll recycle those somewhere.
I'll tell you what, if they don't get here soon, we're gonna miss the 8:30 deadline.
Be here soon, have you?
Is that our made-up deadline?
No, we talked about it.
So
We
return-
talked about
Return to pumpkins or something.
That's right, well, it is pumpkin time, so.
How did you get stuck covering this, Doug?
Tom's on vacation.
Oh, there it is.
Tom's on
Okay.
vacation.
Okay.
And I was telling Renee when I came in, I've never been in the courthouse during an election.
No shit.
Absolutely not. But
You've never been up here for one of our elections?
When I cover it, the election center to the Capitol or to Washington, fine.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the office waiting for Benton County returns.
Yeah.
And Washington County returns, and sometimes other returns from other places.
Oh,
So
you
No, I've never been.
You have missed some fun we've had up in
I know
the
it.
quorum courtroom, man.
I know it.
But he realizes this is a special thing for him, right, Doug?
That's absolutely
Yeah.
right. Special deal.
Once in a lifetime here.
We'll see. I just, like I say, I've covered elections for
Yeah?
years since dinosaurs were on the earth.
Well, I know, a long time.
Never been Jack never been a council in an election.
This is, I mean, there's a whole lot more action normally.
Fire.
You know.
It depends on the election.
You dream big, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to play it up and make it sound big.
That
That's all it ever
that
is.
flowed off your tongue so easily. You're really good at that, aren't you?
Yep.
That's why he's a lawyer.
Lots of practice. But no, I thought that I had to cover the budget meeting for Tom and stuff like
Here
that.
she comes.
They need the Tawny Town results. So
Yeah?
I'll pick them up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
You know,
good. Well, welcome.
Hello, sweetie.
Well, hey,
Here they are. So this is it, this is our one polling location.
That's it.
Yeah,
We
okay.
may be able to get out of here by 8:30.
I tried to hurry.
There's no good way to get here from Tawnytown.
There is not. That is the truth, yes. Okay.
Brandon was standing right behind you, they're back at the camera.
Oh, yeah, so they were literally waiting. I mean, they had everything loaded, and I thought they had left while I was still waiting for the yellow tub.
Oh.
And then I had to go out and say, can one of you boys please carry the yellow tub to my car? Is that everything, Jennifer?
Yep,
Anything missing?
Nope, nothing's missing.
Thank you.
thanks.
Thanks.
There, it came back on. I think the temperature did go up. That's not nearly as cold.
Well, I felt the heat on a minute ago.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
we
when I got in here,
You got a
it was
hot meat.
air, and it
It
was,
was air conditioning and the heater was on, is what it said.
it was down to like 55. Not really. I don't know what it was, but
But it was cold.
it's right here. You could feel cold air blowing. I had to borrow Debbie's sweater.
We don't need the AC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is a lower level room. It's
Yeah.
gonna stay generally colder, I would think,
I
than,
think so too. Yeah.
Somebody needs to figure out how these things work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That thing, mess. Yeah. Here's a little slow to open these.
They are a
Yeah.
little slow.
Oh, yeah.
It was really slow.
Yeah.
compared to the hazy.
The PDFs were fast, but these two, it was like it was, that's quicker now, but at the beginning, it took a
Was it-
long time.
So it can't be reached.
Yeah, no, I wonder if it's not connected to the Wi-Fi here.
Probably not.
I was thinking maybe the Wi-Fi was
It
slow.
is, yeah, that could be it too, because we just have it connected to.
Yeah.
The PDFs were great, though. I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the main thing.
So, the voters
Thank
will
you.
be scrolling through these if they're looking for something, right?
Mhm.
Will we
298.
be cleaning them, or?
We can,
We could-
yes, periodically. We could set gloves beside it, we could set, yeah, so. But it's the same thing with the paper books, though, they scroll
Yeah,
Yeah, they scroll through that too.
paper books,
Yeah.
so.
This might be more easily cleaned than
It
that.
would be, yes,
There's a little hand sanitizer, so,
yeah,
good.
okay.
We've got
Well, looks like the trend.
the styluses.
We do, oh yeah, we set a stylus over there with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So, okay. So.
Yeah, good idea,
Well, what
stylus.
about that, if we did it for them in the morning before they leave, like, before they.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is only for them to look at, we could just
Oh,
set
I'm
up a little
saying-
stand.
Oh, you're talking, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not talking about, yeah.
No, I was just saying that we could just give, if somebody wants to select their ballot, we could just give them their
Oh,
stylus
stylus.
and their.
Okay, so we have, one provisional ballot for
Okay.
the commission. It is a no, and so the commission will have to wait and certify the election next Friday at 1:00. And so they are registered to vote in Benton County, but they updated their information at the DMV to change it to Washington County.
The DMV issue again.
And it didn't work. This would be the certificate from the clerk's office, and then this would be the letter that I will send to the voter to let her know, about that. I did.
Why are you saying that it's a no?
Because she is registered to vote in Benton.
Okay, so
She is
that's
not
been
registered to vote.
determined.
She is not registered to vote in Washington County. She is still registered to vote in Benton County.
She claimed that she had updated the registration at the DMV.
At the DMV. So I called the DMV today because our records, we can go back and look to see activity at the DMV.
Yeah,
The last activity we had for this voter was in 2020, when she changed her address or moved into Benton County and changed it to this Bella Vista address that she's currently at right now. So that's the last activity we show from the DMV. I called the DMV to talk to them about, can you look up more of her records for our office? But they can only look up the records for the individual if the individual is standing in front of them. So this voter could go to the DMV and get a receipt of what she did at the DMV that would show she updated her voter registration information.
assuming they entered it in their system correctly.
Assuming they
and-
entered it in there, and then she could bring it to the election commission, and then we would be able to count her ballot. Otherwise, her ballot would not be able to.
Got it, okay,
So,
that works.
since the clerk went ahead and did this, we don't have to meet tomorrow
Okay,
to do
Sounds good.
this simple little
Thanks.
stuff right here, though.
okay, but we do have to allow, an appeal here at the hearing, which would be next Friday.
Which would be next Friday, and then we can certify after the hearing. So that'll be at 1:00
Okay,
on,
in here.
Right,
Next
that's
In
already,
this room.
that's
Yes.
already,
Mhm.
yeah. Can we put that at like 1:15? I think there's a political animals that day.
We can, we'll just,
Like 1:10, I think it'll end by then. I might be 5 minutes late or
Okay.
something if it's a.
her letter says 1, but we'll do something previous previously, and then just kind of.
That's fine. I'll be
yeah.
here right about 1, but
Yeah.
it might be like 1:05 or.
And I'll probably call this voter
Okay.
anyway and
Oh,
let her.
that's a good idea.
I'll send her a letter, which we're required to do, but I can make a phone call
Yeah.
to her and let her know as
Well,
well.
and she needs to understand that whatever her vote is, it's not gonna affect the final numbers.
Right, but we do need to get and make sure she is registered to
Yeah.
vote, so that going forward in
Right.
elections, she is
Right.
eligible to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you all for letting me be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
We're glad people actually show up here.
Well, thank you all. Have a good night.
You too. Okay, so we're releasing the unofficial result, which is that every one of the items passed by a sizable majority. And we've set the meeting date for the certification and the provisional. Don't need to do that. Upcoming meetings, dates and times, and we really can't do that until we get some maps.
No, we can't, but once we get maps, then we'll start to set
Yeah.
several meetings, both for the commission and then for.
Thanks, Doug.
Instruction. Thanks for coming. Come back at a big one. It's a lot more fun up there.
Write a good story.
Oh, appreciate it.
Hey, man.
Bye-bye. Other business, any other business?
Places and. Oh, yeah,
Oh, did
these
you
are
see
great,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
these are great instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are great.
And these are
Yeah.
stickers, they're not printed on the envelope.
Next time they'll print, they'll get something
See,
printed.
that's great.
When
I
we
think
get to
that's
the 10,000.
very well done.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You mean Debbie doesn't want to stick 10,000?
She could do it.
That'll be my job.
I know
That's called delegating, right?
I mean, it's the instructions
Yeah.
that we should all, I mean, it's great. Yeah, it's good.
Why in the world this was never done before?
Yeah. No, I like it.
Other business.
Perfect.
Let's see, did you see,
Yeah, what is
we're
this?
spending money.
Okay, that's fine.
We've approved it already.
Yeah, we already-
Here to.
It's in the budget.
It is in the budget.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It all looked, yeah, like it was.
Yeah, we're,
It's in the budget. That's fine.
that's right.
Yep.
Okay,
Maps, we don't know when we're getting the maps.
No, I will talk to, Jeff again, and he thought we would have maps before we meet again, so hopefully when we certify, we'll have.
yeah, that'd be
That's
really
fine.
good.
We just-
Okay,
Yeah. Fun
I
stuff.
think we're adjourned.
All right.
Good,
Excellent work as
good work,
always.
everybody.
Fun when you can't stay so long.
The one that.
Say, our last one.